Good day, Maswati Lamate. Once again, we're doing our Finance in Focus, just to bring everyone up to speed what's happening in the Ministry of Finance and what we do all day here. Today I have good news in the sense that we have received, if you recall, we had raised a loan of $100 million from the World Bank to be able to, for budget support, to be able to pay our bills. And that we have now received that money. So the money has now landed in Eswatini. It landed late last week, and the Accountant General's office has been working frantically, busy paying all the bills and to make sure that people are settled. We managed to, and as I sit here, every single supplier that has their paperwork submitted to Treasury has been paid. So up until the 2nd of July, all the paperwork, every request for payment that has been received by Treasury, they managed to process on the 3rd and the 4th, and managed to make all the payments between the 4th, the 5th, and even Monday this week, I think it was the 7th. And so between those days, managed to make all the payments. And so, at the moment we have a lovely relief where every single supplier that has been, that has been sitting at Treasury is fully being paid, and we've caught up with everybody. Again, a lot of the capital projects that we've got in the country, a lot of financing has gone towards them. Some of the delayed payments have now been made, so we're sitting in a good position right now. The SACU money has come in as well, and that again has sorted out all the different advances and the other elements that we have as a country, so we're sitting in a very good position. Now, what we must keep in mind is that for the rest of the year, we do still need loans to fund the budget that we have. A similar amount is needed to be able to fund the budget for the year. This money has already been approved by African Development Bank, $47.5 million and a $50 million by the OPEC fund. And we are now in the process. These bills will now start going through the process. I'll take them to Cabinet soon to bring them to Parliament. And then when that money is raised, we'll then have the final amount to make sure that through the year as we go, we won't again build up arrears. We really are trying our best as a Ministry of Finance that this thing of arrears and not paying suppliers on time is a thing of the past. And we should put that behind us and actually try never to get there again as a country. It's got detrimental effects on the economy and on our nation by not paying bills on time. It's something we're not proud of. Unfortunately, we've got ourselves in this position, and now we managed to, this year, we are already planning on getting out of it. And as we sit here now today, we are out of it, but until these other two loans are raised for the rest of the year, it'll make sure that for the rest of the year, we remain in that position of paying our bills on time. One might be concerned that we're taking on too much debt. At the moment, as a country, we need to understand that fortunately for us, we are having good GDP growth. And the good GDP growth means that we can afford to repay loans. In fact, it's two things. It's GDP growth as well as taxation. So taxation is going up from 14.5 to about 16.5 billion emalangeni in Eswatini. And again, not by increasing taxes, in fact, even one or two tax decreases, but by broadening the tax base and ERS doing a better job at collecting taxes, managed to get the tax rate up, as well as GDP growth, meaning that with these two elements, we can take on a bit more debt, we can afford to repay a bit more debt, and keeping our debt to GDP at around the 41% debt to GDP ratio at the moment. So that's still what we're trying to do, and affordability and repayment to look at. But like a household, if one's salary goes up, one can afford to take on a bit more debt. So that's the position that we are in as a country, and we are in a safe, generally, and a sustainable place, which is critical for us to remain in. And so at the moment, again, another topical issue right now is the 30% tariff on South Africa, how that'll impact us. And yes, we are tied at the hip in a certain way with the South African economy, with having 70% of our exports and imports coming from South Africa. And so from an exports point of view, we don't see the tariff having any kind of direct impact on us as a country. There might be that indirect impact by hurting the South African economy, and the South African economy slowed down, possibly hurting our sales into South Africa. There could be that impact, but one will obviously have to see how that pans out and how South Africa handles it. But because there's no direct impact, I don't believe that there needs to be any nervousness in Eswatini around this. I think at the moment things will just continue as normal, and one will see how the dust settles from this impact in South Africa in time. But for now,